Hey guys, it's my 20th blog post and I'll do a claim analysis of Jawbone's patent. And so I'm looking at Jawbone's US patent number 8529811, and this is the component protective overmolding using protective external coatings. And so in this blog post, I will look at the invalidity of the patent, taking on Fitbit's argument. And so just a quick overview. It began in May 2015 when Jawbone began suing Fitbit for patent infringements as well as stolen trade secrets. And so ever since then, it has been an ongoing battle. And so in this patent, I'm looking at the first claim, which is a method comprising selectively applying at least one, covering substantially over one or more of a plurality of elements, coupled with a framework for a wearable device configured to be worn by a user. The plurality of elements including at least a sensor, selectively forming a first inner molding that covers all or substantially all of the at least one covering. The plurality of elements and the framework, selectively forming a second inner molding that covers all or substantially all of the first inner molding, and selectively forming an outer molding of the wearable device, the outer molding covering all or substantially all of the second inner molding, the outer molding configured to be positioned in contact with the user. And so this is my analysis, this is my breakdown. Now, so it's a method, first of all, of applying some sort of protective external coating over one or more elements for a wearable device worn by people. And so that's like the first sentence, or the first part of the claim. And then so the second one is the elements include at least one sensor. The third part is that it must form a first inner molding that covers all or almost all of the elements and framework. The fourth part is it must form a second inner molding, also covering all or almost all of the first. And the fifth part is lastly it must form an outer molding covering all or almost all of the second. And the last part, which is actually where it says position in contact with the user. And so the outer must touch the person wearing the device. And so that's what the first claim is, and that was my analysis. And then I'll give you the invalidity of it and taking on Fitbit's argument. So Fitbit is pretty much fighting for obviousness. This was in an article that I read, and it said that the patent's claims recite nothing more than predictable design choices that use known materials and techniques according to their well understood and established functions. And so this is obviousness, and it makes sense. So I can, I guess, take on the argument for obviousness in this case. Okay, thank you. That's my 20th blog post.